Hi, I'm artist Marcie. Welcome. Today we're visiting ways that you can take thrifted and repurposed items or even found objects and turn them into beautiful plant stands and or planters for your home and garden. This is a super creative way of elevating your plants, taking it to a whole new level. First one here is a washer drum taken from my top load washer, which went on me a couple of weeks ago, and voila, a planter was born. There was also a top piece to this, which actually served as the bottom in the washer, and that could have served as a tabletop, but I preferred this as a planter look. The bottom is completely open, allowing the water to drain out completely, and it looks amazing. Here we have an olive oil bottle that I mosaicked and turned it over and put it on a concrete block. The concrete block was simply out of a yogurt cup, and put it all together with a plate from Goodwill. This is a very similar way to the last one I just showed you, using again an olive oil bottle, mosaicked it, and took an Home Depot, one of those little orange tubs, the plastic tubs, and put some concrete into it. Took a yogurt container, put concrete into that, put the two together, and elevated the olive oil bottle, mosaicked it with chunks of Goodwill plates and other tesserae. And then this planter, I'll leave a link to that above. That was actually used using sea glass, or faux sea glass, I should say, and a bowling ball. The center there, and I'll leave a link though, and you can check that out. And this is total uber cuteness. I used rain boots, old rain boots, and created these little booties for the succulents. And these are children's socks. I think I picked those up at the Dollar Tree, but you can use any socks. It doesn't make any difference. That was one of my old Western boots, repurposed with some concrete. And voila, you've got quite a few original, unique, creative pieces. Okay, so check this out. I have a banana chair that was coming apart right here and right up here. It's becoming a little dangerous for people sitting here on the cushion, grabbing their hands up there. So what every gardener would do is to turn this into a hanging basket. We have tillandsia and some coconut core, some bark, cactus, succulents. I really like the way this came out. What do you think? Housing orchids in the trees also makes for a lovely organic look. My little ladies on PVC serve as wonderful heads gracing my entranceway. And these are made out of vinegar bottles. And they house the staghorn, orchids, and tomato plants. Here we have a wooden shepherd's hook, or at least my version of it, and it's simply a 2x4 that I had lying around in the shed, and reconstructed an old dowel up at the top here, drilled a hole through here, and you could actually do it all down the pole if you wanted to. I just have the one hole at the top, and I put my orchids on it, or you can put any other planters that you want to. Simple arches and arbors are an excellent way of raising those beautiful flowers that you have. It gives them a place to twine and vine and creates a really nice entranceway to your garden, a focal point. These are simply made out of rebar and PVC piping, bent around, secured with zip ties. I love those zip ties. And we have a rabbit wire. A thrifted wire plant stand is being used not only for the Malabar spinach growing up the side, but my anise pot gets to be placed on the top part. Okay, so what else can I show you? Let me see. I know I have a few other things that we can muster up here. They're very interesting. Here we go, another thrifted object, an old bicycle holding ferns and decorative gazing balls. Stacking old pavers is an excellent way of taking things off the ground. These old pavers were here when I first moved here and bought the house, and a lot of them are broken, but no matter. By stacking them up, You create a nice little pedestal. You can actually paint them, you can mosaic them if you wanted to, but right now I'm leaving them au naturel and letting the dragon fruit just spill over it. And while I'm in this area, I'm going to take you over here where I have a little bench seating area with cylinder blocks. Oh, that little go-to. I know I can do a lot more with these, but in the future. And here I just have succulents and some cactus as well as tillandsia. This is a very low irrigation area, and it makes a lovely seating area where I can just take a little look-see at my kingdom. Okay, moving on. Times when I'm trying to decide where a plant is going to go, I temporarily situate it in the area and decide if I like it. And here I just placed this croton in a tennis basket. And this is a tennis ball basket. Actually, it's a ball carrier. It gives me the perfect opportunity to decide if I'm going to rotate the plant out, if I'm going to keep it here, if it likes it here. Sometimes it doesn't like its neighbors. Sometimes it's getting too much water, whatever. But anyway, the point of the matter is this tennis ball basket is a perfect way to elevate your plants. So how cute is this? A group of shoes that I cleared out from my husband's closet. And we just grouped a bunch of impatiens with tillandsia and some succulents. Another idea is creating a hanging planter with some cotton yarn or jute. And also, this is nothing more than an old globe, a vintage globe painted and hanging in my kitchen. You can do herbs, whatever you want. It's beautiful. Makes me happy. Again, up on the terrace, we ran a PVC pipe the width of the terrace, supporting the orchid hooks. And here we hang the orchids when they start to bloom, and when they are not blooming, we take them back out to the orchid house, or we put them outside and hang them in the trees. But it's an excellent way for indoor-outdoor living, and it's an excellent minimal way of doing a non-invasive hanging system for your orchids or other plants. Here we're using the candelabras as a source for orchids. As many of you know, I am super into upcycling and using what I have. And these are the closet rods that came out of a closet I was renovating. And I simply put some concrete into a Home Depot bucket, attached them with some copper feet, and elevated this wonderful little plant stand here filled with orchids. This is a great little planter, and it's wonderful because it elevates off the floor. In this case, I have it on a table, but I have little feet on the bottom. And it's made by using the black nursery pots. We upcycled them and simply went over there with a little concrete and styrofoam. It's sitting on this really cool table that I thrifted. Another plant elevator, a little side table. And I think it was actually made for outdoors. I'm not really sure. I painted it up black, but it has these beautiful black heart medallions, the beautiful heart medallions. I bought a piece of glass and put it into my fireplace room. And it's a wonderful table to put plants on. Let's take a walk over here. In this corner, we have on elevation of a stack of books. These are a bunch of art books that I have. And it created inexpensively a little bit of elevation for my mannequin piece. And I'll leave a link above to how I completed this one. This is using a mannequin body and mosaicked it. Let's go down the corner here. We have a glass vase, a cylindrical vase. You probably have a number of these around. You can find them easily in the thrift shops or yard sale. I put it upside down and am rooting my fiddle leaves here. And here we have a bunch of hat boxes stacked up. Painted wine box. And this actually opens up and you can store things inside it. In this corner, I have a number of thrifted items. We have a vintage toolbox that's been decoupaged and filled with bark and stones and orchids. How stunning is that? What a great arrangement. Over here, an old candlestick. As well as a black planter pot. And this is elevated. This has little feet, little cork feet on the bottom. It allows it to stand up off the floor, and that's filled again with bark as well as the orchids. I found this. This is like an outdoor piece of furniture. I found that in the woods. It was all decrepit, but we cleaned it off and scraped it down and painted it and covered it. This is nothing more than like a quartz, not quartz. This is like a I'm not sure of this material. It's granite. That's what it is, granite, yes. And this is actually a cheese plate. I put that on it to support my vase. My little fiddle leaf. I'm rooting fiddle leaves right now. I think that just about does it. We've come to the end here for now, for today. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing day. Get creative, get inspired. Go out and plant something and have fun.